Blog Talk Radio.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it's expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a bike or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launcher. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney the Viking Shortridge. I want to give a big old shout out to the Facebook paranormal groups that allow us to post our shows on their pages and helping us to get the word out about all of our guests. If anyone would like to speak to Black Diamond Paranormal Society, BDPS, to discuss your paranormal questions or issues, go to our website at blackdiamondps.org or email blackdiamondps@yahoo.com. As always, our services are free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. For deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. If you get a chance, check out their talk show. You can find them on Facebook under 222 Paranormal.
Have your devices just randomly stopped working? Are you having IT trouble? Not to worry, Mead's PC Repair Shop can help. We also offer IT support too, including website hosting. We are now also offering full event management services. To find out more, contact our friendly customer service team who will gladly help in any situation. Just call 276-880-8900, or if you prefer, you can stop by our shop at 1089 St. Clair Street, Oakwood, Virginia, 24631 by appointment only, or by visiting the website at meadspcshop.com for more information. Thank you.
Phantom Fest 2019 is hosted and sponsored by Black Diamond Paranormal Society, Blog Talk Radio within the Chaos and Elk Garden School Community Ministry. The Phantom Fest is geared for the like-minded and enthusiasts and researchers in the fields of the paranormal, UFOs, cryptozoology, comics, horror films, gamers, cosplay, metaphysical, spiritual, artists, authors, ancient civilizations, tattoo artists, unexplained mysteries, superheroes, FX horror artists, steampunk, costume contest, sci-fi and so much more. The fest offers a unique and interesting outlook on the abnormal. The Phantom Fest will be held on November 2nd, 2019 at the Russell County Conference Center 139, Highland Drive, Lebanon, Virginia. Starting at 10 a.m. and going to 6 p.m. Tickets are $7 per person, ages 0 to 6 are free. 4 tickets can be reduced to $5 per person with 2 non-perishable food items, to be donated to the Elk Garden School Community Ministry to help families during the Thanksgiving season. Any non-perishable food donations will be happily received. Also, we will have a free costume contest for all ages. Guest speakers, returning this year, Bill and Chris Reap of Reap Investigations, Giant researcher Heather Arnold. New to this year's Phantom Fest guest speakers, Dave Spinks, Ron Whitehead, Jake Fife, Chad Zumwalt and Whitney Benson, Amy Green, Barry Gaunt, Cosplay Bridget Baker, CNC Paranormal Investigations, Dennis S. Block, Geo Origis Girls Heather Taylor and Micah Taylor, Haunted MD Donald Molnar, Lucky Belcamino, Michelle Wagner, and Rebecca Smoot. Special appearances by Cosplay Bridget Baker, Martial Arts Christian Yaya Thompson and Token Nihilist Cosplay, Arthur Stump, Grace N. Lehman, Raphael Bertiz and the Whiteville Ghostbusters. Find us on Facebook Phantom Fest, www.facebook.com/PhantomFest. Our website, www.phantomfest.org. Our email, phantomfest1@yahoo.com. For more information, please contact Rodney Shortridge at 276-970-1456 or Josh Mead at 276-880-8900 extension 1259.
Well, how do. Tonight, our special guest is the hot and sexy Irish queen of the paranormal, one of my best friends, Robyn Dalton. So after that long intro, let's go ahead and get her on. So it's my honor to welcome and introduce Robyn Dalton. Hello, Boo. How are you doing tonight? And thank you for joining us.
Hello, my Snoopy. How is everybody?
Well, not too good. Somebody's lost my wallet and can't find it, so chasing running around the house trying to find it. And last place we were was at Harbor Freight. I got a backpack sprayer so I can spray this stuff to kill these weeds, and now I can't find my wallet.
Oh, no. You better call and cancel your stuff.
Well, she's trying to find it. She swore she had it on her, or somewhere, so she's going to wait, I guess, daylight and check her car again.
Is it in her big bag of everything?
Yeah. Big bag of everything. Don't have my wallet.
Amy has a little bit of everything in that bag.
I know. I'm waiting for her to pull out an actual person one of these days. Be like, how the hell did you get them in there?
She could probably
Damn.
see it.
No shit. Okay,
But
so
that helps you.
I'm okay. Every time I go get them shots in my eyes, it makes me feel just really tired. My eyes are sore.
Yeah. You know, it makes you look like you've been doing about 10 pounds of crack.
No, but yeah, thank goodness. You know, I don't look that way. I was actually able to drive home again, all by myself. You know, Grant, Amy, and Halfpint was with me, but I was able to see without having to stop and go, I can't see shit.
Okay, so you went halfway home and had some flavor.
No, we stopped at Dairy Queen and ate, and, you know, took our time and everything, then stopped at Harbor Freight. And you know, I was going to pay bills after I get off the show tonight, but now I don't know how well. Some of them I can pay without it, but there's a couple I might need it. So, and plus, I might need my driver's license in case I go somewhere. You know.
Yeah, that might be a little important. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Just saying that. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, there's not much to say. I have a pretty boring life. I am, you know, as most people know, I've got 3 kids that drive me insane, but I have a beautiful grandson that keeps me happy and going strong when all I want to do is crawl in a hole. But outside of that, I'm a CNA, and my favorite thing about myself is I love doing paranormal. I am case manager for you. How am I doing as your case?
You're doing okay. Did you contact us? Did you get the matter of fact, since you're talking about that, did you contact that one lady down in Raven, and did you look at your email for that other lady that sent me an email? I'll forward it to you.
I have not received an email. Did you resend it to my new email, my Gmail, or my Yahoo?
I don't know. It was Robyn77 or something like that. I sent it to that one.
Okay, and I will recheck it tonight. That I contacted the people down in Raven. She is supposed to be setting me up a date that her landlord can be there to meet us.
All right. See? So you're doing a good job as a case manager then.
Oh, yeah, I try. I really do try.
Well, what got you, you know, into the paranormal, and you know, what got you into it? What started you on this road with me and on your own?
Growing up in a house here in Princeton, I'm in Princeton. We lived in an active house. When I was little, you know, some things I'm sure were imagination, but as I got older, some of the things still happened. Like you could hear people walking through the house when you're by yourself, and things would move, and you would see shadows, and you know, so on and so forth. And I just had a feeling about it, you know. And I talked to my mom and my stepfather about it, and of course, like most parents, they blow you off or tell you, oh, you're dreaming or it's your imagination. But in my heart, I knew there was something there. I just felt it. And then after I grew up, my mother finally told me that, yes, there was stuff in that house. Things happened to her that make me sad for her. And from that day, I decided I wanted to really get into it and try to learn more about it and help people and help families, because I don't want people to go through what my mother went through silently. And then one day, I was shopping at the dollar store, and I saw this flyer from this guy named Rodney Shortridge was going to start this group, and he was looking for people who would be dedicated and interested. So I just called that fucker up I said, let's go hunt some ghosts.
We did.
And the rest is history. 11 years later, almost, here we are.
Well, I mean, you're the first member of our group, and we've all had ups and downs. So can you tell us, about our team and you as a member, and what you exactly do as a case manager?
Well, our team, for anybody who is, don't know us personally, our team is great. I'm sorry, we're awesome. Not to me, I'm not trying to be conceited or anything. But what makes us great, I believe, is our closeness and how well we mesh together, even though we have several different beliefs within the group. We're very non-judgmental, and we're very open-minded to, with each other and the things that we do. What I do as a case manager, when we first started, I made several phone calls just to get us out there. And now that we're kind of established, people kindly come to us. They'll either contact, you, or they contact myself, and I'll get some information about what's going on, and we will set up a pre-investigation. And when we do a pre-investigation, we go up and we do paperwork. Everything we do is legal. We kind of get a feel for the place, get a feel for the people, and then we'll set up an investigation. And that's basically what it is. And, of course, anytime that we find a place that we would really like to check out, I get in touch and try to get as much information and get us in there. That's basically all I do. I'm Black Diamond glorified secretary. Except I try to comfort our clients. I'm kind of a therapist, a ghost therapist.
Robyn Dalton, ghost therapist. That'd be a great new show. A&E, you'll love it.
Well, it's like, please calm down. I promise you, 90% of the time, you do not have a demon, okay?
Yeah. You just got bad wiring, or pipes are rattling, and you strap them down.
Yeah, there's no demon. And knock on wood, we have yet to run into anything like that, and I really hope we don't, because we're not equipped to deal with that. However, if we were to put that out there, we would find help. Wherever we had to go, we would find someone now that we don't have a. So don't let that, if you think you do have something demonic, you can still call us and we will check it out. And if we think that's what it is, we will get the correct people in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, since you mentioned demons, what's your opinion about demons? And have you personally had any experiences with anything demonic?
No. I have not had any personal demonic. Almost everybody believes when they have activity that it could be demonic. But my belief is that's going to be very, very rare for something like that to happen. I believe a lot of the events that people experience, they call it demonic because they feel like it's evil. There's a lot of evil out here that it has nothing to do with demons. I mean, demons were never humans. Humans are evil anyway. I mean, if you're an asshole in life, more than likely you're going to be an asshole in death. And, just because you're an asshole don't mean you're demonic.
That's right.
So, I wish people would understand, don't be so scared, because when you're scared and you're like, oh, God, I got something demonic, you are giving into them and you are feeding them. And the more scared you are, the more energy they obtain to scare you even more.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody take a deep breath and group Brava. It'll be okay.
Just calm the fuck down.
Or what was it you told that one guy just answered the door?
Yeah, I did. Well, he picked a terrible fucking time to call. We were knee deep in people doing the Pocahontas walking tour. And I have a buggy full of people on a buggy pulling in my truck, and this guy calls me up. Don't know who it is, and he said, "Man, it sounds like a demon, or it sounds like somebody, what was it, knocking on the door or trying to yank the door off or something." And I said, "Well, just open up the door and let them out." He did.
That's funny, man.
He did. He said, "That's not funny, man." And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? I can't do nothing right now. I'm busy. I'm sorry." And then when we went and done the investigation, he brought that up too. He's like, "Are you the one that said just open up the door?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Ain't funny, man. That wasn't funny." I said, "Well, ain't nothing like, if they're knocking on the door, let them out." Shit.
Oh, I'm telling you. Sometimes you just...
I know. Sometimes it just, I just flies out. I didn't mean to be an asshole or nothing to the guy. I was just trying to help him out.
A lot of times I have to reassure people, he really is not a dick, I promise.
I know. Because I just, people ask something and I give them an answer that I guess they don't like.
Between your mouth and Jeff's facial expressions, I play a lot of... I try a lot, to reassure people. We're really a great bunch of people.
Jeff don't say it. His expression says it. I just fly out and just say it. People need to quit smoking that goddamn weed or something. God.
I don't think it's weed. I think it's way more weed. Weed kind of calms you down. These people are like tweaking.
Stop that mess, people. Stop that mess.
That's messed up, man.
With all the years that you've been with me in the group, what have you seen as far as changes throughout the 11 years, as far as the type of people we have as members and the type of clients we deal with?
Interesting question. Well, every once in a while, we've been very lucky to find very dedicated people. And we still have some that are even ex-members that still keep up with us and still, offer to help us and stuff like that. We've had some, excuse my language, some cunts. I think it's kind of like a family, You invite these people in, and they really, they say they're going to be there for you. And then as soon as they have an opportunity for something better for themselves, the rest of us are shit.
Yes, this is true.
But, we've been lucky that, it's only been a few of those. It's been very few. The rest of them have been very, I think that they really were wanting what was best for the group. I just don't think their mindset was where ours was. And I think some of them, they don't like the way we do things. A lot of people come into this and they think it's going to be like ghost hunters or ghost adventurers or something like that, and it's just not. I mean, it is hard work. You don't do investigations every weekend. There's events you need to do. There's, there is a lot of, calming people down and trying, you have to be there for these people. You cannot be selfish. And I think it's hard for a lot of people just in general in society not to be selfish. You have to have a very special demeanor to do what we do, because not only are we dealing with the paranormal and the ghosts and the cryptos and all that, we're dealing with the living people, and that's way harder than dealing with the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got a question. Is Darth Vader sitting there with you, or Jeff laying there snoring?
That is actually okay. Most people know that my 2-year-old grandson lives with me. He's got an ear infection right now. He's in a real bad damn mood. My house is not real big, so I'm sitting out on the front porch. And what's the one thing I hate worse than anything in this world?
Frog.
And guess what is surrounded me?
That's what that sound is. Is that what that is? Frogs?
It's frogs croaking.
It doesn't sound like Darth Vader in the background or Jeff laying there snoring.
No, that is my frog that lives over here next to the creek that is very loud. And I think he's hungry.
We got a show to do, man.
So I had to pick my poison. It was either a screaming baby with an earache or a frog.
Okay, we can do it for frog. Now that everybody's probably sitting there wondering, what the fuck is that noise in the background? Now we know it's a frog.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not happy about it.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was, it was just like, what? Damn, push Jeff, shake him or something. God.
Curiosity was getting you, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. It was like somebody's on a respirator or something. Oh, my God.
No, that would be my friendly frog that is so loud. And his little girlfriend sounds like a turkey.
Oh, God. Get them together. Oh, Lord, you better watch out.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I changed sides of the house.
Let me go on this side.
I didn't even think about going to the side. Jesus. See, sometimes I'm not real smart.
Well, she's the case manager, and I got to keep her on her toes sometimes.
Yes, people, I'm a little slow when it comes to things. And then I'm like, have that light bulb over my head. Oh!
You're like, oh, well, hell, I never thought of that. And we're all sitting there going, we know.
It's like, oh, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you for showing me that. I understand now. Just walk your happy ass right off, and everybody else sitting there going, damn. Well, have you had any, unexplained or paranormal experiences that, left a significant mark in your life? And if so, can you describe that experience or experiences?
The biggest one was when we were doing the Pocahontas exhibition map. I have no special gifts. People swear up and down that everybody does and that I do and all that, but I'm telling you, I don't. Yes, I can talk to dead people, but it's on the recorder. But, I think we all have intuition. But anyway, when we were at the mine and we were going through, and I'm sure you can vouch for this, because I think you felt it too that night, the sadness in that place and the despair and the heaviness was so intense. I went outside and cried and even vomited. And that sticks with me a lot because I think about if it is lingering that much, what those poor people went through when that mine exploded. And that when we encounter something like that, now that's the only time it's ever happened that intensely. That the feelings were so overwhelming. Like I said, I don't have special gifts, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Now the damn dog's going to start barking. But other than that, I've been scared, but not to the point where I want to give it up, or not to the point where I think something demonic's going to get me, or affected me to the point where, I just lose sleep or anything. But no, I'd say the exhibition mines was probably the one that really affected me personally. Yeah, that's the only one really that left a mark like that on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, when did you see your first ghost, and can you explain that experience?
Okay. Actually seeing it with my eyes, that was actually the coal mines as well. I didn't know that's what I was seeing. Should I say you or should I call you Rodney? Should I talk to you and so people know? You and me and Rodney and Amy Flick were going around the little, if anybody's ever been to the exhibition mines, it makes a big like horseshoe U. And we were down getting ready to go around to the back side of the U. And I saw this tall figure and this little short figure. And they were shadows, of course, and they were solid. Like, I thought someone was in the mines with us. I thought somebody had broken the other side and was coming down. And I remember you, Rodney, told me and Amy to stay where we were because apparently everybody else saw it too. And I can remember watching you walk up towards these people, and I mean, you're like, hey, try and get them the answer. And then all of a sudden, these things just evaporated, just poof. And I thought, wow, that is awesome. But that was the first time I'd actually seen anything.
Well, that kind of freaked me the fuck out because the closer I got to them, the more I realized this ain't people. These are just two shadows. And when they poofed and shot by me, I turned around and looked behind me to look at you two, and I could see the wind from them. Y'all's hair move, and I was like, "Wow, that's up close."
Freaking awesome, wasn't it?
It was. It was awesome. It was kind of spooky, but it was awesome. I know it freaked the fuck out of Amy Flick though. Oh, have mercy.
Now, I remember the first time I got an apparition on film. It wasn't video. It was picture. And that was at the Rock Church there in Pocahontas. And I remember how excited I was when I got home that night, and I was just flipping through pictures. And I noticed this big group of orbs. And they just kept them closer and closer together, like clustering. And then all of a sudden, bam, there that was. I remember calling you saying, oh, my God, you're not going to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that a lot. We did that a lot. Called 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, listen to this shit. Hey, you ain't going to believe what we got. Yeah. Everybody now is kind of like, I'll be calling no fucking 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Stop that shit. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, a lot of times I'll still call you because I know you more than likely you're probably up.
Yeah, this is true. Anytime I'm doing anything or posting, working on stuff, everybody that knows me knows, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I bet Rod's up. I'll just give him a call and see what the fuck he's up to. And I'm sitting here working on, like, gosh, shut up, man. The other night, there was a lady called me like 5 times. And I'm like, what the fuck? Who is this? So I picked it up. And, I listened to her tell what's going on for about an hour. And I'm like, oh. Do you people not realize that, some, there's regular hours,
that we're ghost hunters. We're supposed to be up in the middle of the night. And that's another thing people don't understand. Most people do, but then we do have a few. I mean, I don't want anybody to think that we're picking at them. I mean, because it's just a lot of people watch a lot of TV,
Mm-hmm.
And they think that if they call at 2 o'clock in the morning, we're supposed to hop in our cars and come straight up there and save them. It don't work that way. I'm sorry. I really apologize for that.
Yeah.
But,
there's a lot of people think that you can just get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just go to their house.
I mean, it's a lot to entail. I mean, we don't got big money funding. We poor.
Yeah, we the poorest damn paranormal group out there.
We try to set up our shit on payday weekends.
That's exactly right, because if we don't, we ain't got no water, no food, no cigarettes. Man, that's a miserable investigation.
And what's so great about it, our paydays fall on the same weekend, which is awesome.
Yeah. Worked out for all of us. Everybody's like, we all got money. Yay. Let's go do an investigation.
Like, we can get our snacks, because anybody that knows me, I eat a lot of tater chips. Yeah, way more than I should. That's probably why my cholesterol, ain't where it's supposed to be. But, oh well. Matter of fact, I'm listening to audio down there at the Cannon County Jail, and you can hear me eating in one of the
Yeah.
I'm not. And then I noticed the recorders under me, and I think I even said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry."
Well, it's no different that time me and Matt went to my cousin's, and I don't know why I set a recorder right by a ticking clock. I just didn't think about that. But for 6 hours, I'm listening to that damn tick, 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 tick shit. And it like to drove me crazy.
It's funny how you learn these things through years of what not to do.
That's right. You're like, now I see a ticking clock. I'm way the hell away from that son of a bitch before I said anything down there yet.
That and fish tanks.
Yeah, fish tank. Oh, don't sit near fish tank. Oh, Lord. Well, we got activity over there. Yeah, you do. You got fish and that damn burping down water thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a question I'm getting ready to talk to you about. When we use audio recordings to capture EVPs. Have you been able to communicate with anything unseen and got it on recorder? And if so, can you tell us what happened and what was said?
Well, the most prominent that I use a lot, because I love doing EVPs. I absolutely freaking love doing EVPs. I know people who have investigated with me probably think, God, why don't you shut up? Because I'll sit and talk to them like we're sitting there just, having a little party, no asking stupid questions. But I absolutely love EVPs. And what got me loving them so much was we were up at the Pocahontas Cemetery, and me and Aaron were at the top of the cemetery where a lot of kids had been buried right around the same time. I guess a plague or something came through there. And at the time, I had Shanna, my daughter, was really young, and I brought some of her toys. And one was a little keyboard that when you push the button, it lights up and plays music. So me and Aaron sat it out, and we were sitting there, and I was talking, and I said, if you want to, play with it, you push the button, it lights, you can hear it, and it lights up. And a few seconds later, we hear, when we were going through the evidence, a little kid, probably sounded maybe 3, 4, said, I pushed it. Man, it was awesome, and I was hooked from ever since I heard that EVP. And when I get something that coincides with something I've asked, it almost makes me wet myself. It is so great.
You PP more just out on site one time too. I remember that. You got so scared and PP'd on yourself. You want to talk about that one?
That's why I carry extra panties with me. That was up at your family cemetery.
Yeah, that was Johnson.
And the sad thing is, it wasn't ghosts just that scared me. It was just that damn outhouse looking thing over there.
That's a good investigation to him. The guy ran us off.
I'm telling you, we always on EVPs. This is what's great. This is what makes us, I think, stand out on our EVPs. We always get a Rodney. That tells me it's either Rodney or Rod. That tells me that when they're talking, they're acknowledging us being there. And when the first time I got Robyn, which I think it was the court, was it the courthouse? Yeah. And I got my name said. Oh man, it gave me shivers. I was like, finally, after all this damn time.
I think a lot of people get jealous of me over that because they're like, why is there always a Rod or a Rodney? Fuck, why not me? I don't know. I don't know.
I think a lot of it is because we are so relaxed when we go in there, and we try to make them feel comfortable. And I know people are like, how do you make guys feel comfortable? Okay, first of all, I don't like the word ghost. They are spirits. They are, whether they're here by choice or they are stuck here for some unknown reason, whether they don't know they're dead. I mean, let's face it, spirits were once, they were inside people. They were living. They interact. They want to be acknowledged most of the time, and that's what we try to do. But we try to make them, feel comfortable. We tell them about ourselves. What was that?
Sorry. I've got Google got this pop-up shit, and it pops up every fucking show. And sorry, and everybody, we talk every time somebody's talking, it'll pop up, and I'm just like, sorry, fuck Google. I mean, I've even got Josh, try to figure out how to stop them. I mean, I went in and tried to stop them. We can't figure it out.
But yeah, I mean, I think when we go in there and just sit around and bullshit, or like you and me do a lot, we sit and make up songs. I think it would does make them feel more comfortable. They're like, okay, we don't have to be so scared. And we get really good EVPs, and we always have. It's very rare that we go somewhere and not get EVPs. Even in places that aren't actually that active, we still get EVPs.
Mhm.
And that's another thing.
I'm sorry.
We just, no, go ahead. Next question.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, because I rant. You know how I am. I just go on and on. I'm a chatty Cathy.
This is true. Okay, well, which locations that you've been on an investigation would you say has the most activity?
Pocahontas Cemetery definitely is number one on my list. Nicholson Sneed house, it's very active. Like I said, about almost everywhere we've gotten something. But as far as having the most personal experiences while we're there without going through evidence, it would be the Nicholson Sneed and the Pocahontas Cemetery. And, of course, the exhibition mud. But those are the three probably strongest, I would feel. I didn't go to the Molly Tynes and the Grand Mansion, but I feel from what my teammates have told me, because I trust their opinion, those two places are very, very active as well. But really, in all actuality, the whole freaking town of Pocahontas is active. I mean, that's just a active location.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Well, what's your opinion on the strengths and weaknesses of women in the paranormal?
The strengths are, I think we are able to talk to people a lot differently than most men are. And when I say that, I don't know, people kind of listen to us a little bit. You know, they're not, I don't know if it's more nurturing or more caring. They just look at women that way as far as clients and stuff like that goes. But as far as other women are very jealous of each other and critical of each other. And when you get a bunch of women together, luckily we don't have a lot in our little groups that we get together. But I have had several, you know, there's jealousy and they're catty and they try to tear each other down instead of build each other up. That's the biggest downfall of women in the paranormal, because we are so, I don't know, we're so quick to tear each other down instead of saying, hey, that you're doing amazing and good job and this and that. I see it so much between people. Like I said, luckily it don't happen a lot with the people we have associated with, that we have run into a few. We've even had a few in our own group.
Oh yeah.
But I think most people, as far as on the client side, I think they find women a little bit easier to talk to and not quite as intimidating. Because I know you and Jeff intimidate the hell out of people.
No, we don't. We don't mean to. It's just when they start talking some bullshit, and then we're just like, oh God. I mean, you know, and I think that's the difference between men and women, is the fact we can sniff out that bullshit quicker than you women, but you women tend to know it's bullshit, but yet you all try to comfort it, you know, try to, like, it's okay, we understand, you know, you don't have to exaggerate or whatever. But us men are just like, oh God, you know, come on, get over yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think you just hit the nail on the head. We just kind of pacify.
And here's a question I have for you. You've been with me ever since we began, and they've been a lot of women come through Black Diamond. Why is it they all get pissed off at me?
Get pissed off at you?
Yeah, I mean, granted, I know me and you've had our moments where we've argued, but we've always been able to, you know, work it out. But all the other women that's been in the group, I mean, they went batshit crazy on me. You know what?
Well, I think a lot of it is people they're too damn sensitive. And that's why I try to tell everyone that we ever talk to about wanting to join the group. If you are sensitive, you don't belong with us, because we will tear you apart. At some point, somebody's going to tear you apart. And let me tell you, people out there, I'll give you a heads up. If you want to join our group, it's right, because we are looking for people. But when you put Rodney, Jeff, and Scott in the same room, they're going to tear you a new one, and that they're going to be tearing each other new ones too. That's just how we are. I mean, and I just think some people just cannot handle that, and some people are spoiled and want their way all the time, and when they don't get it, especially girls, we're pissy.
Well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Well, and with that, you know, what's your opinion on the strengths and weaknesses of the men in the paranormal?
I think the strengths, there's a lot of strengths. I know that, and I feel like, it's more, y'all show more of authority on both sides of the living and the deceased. And you do play, I think it plays the typical gender roles. You know, y'all are the protectors. You make everybody feel a little bit safer. And, you know, people, it's hard to explain. if you walk in, a group of women walk in to a place and say, hey, we're here to investigate, you're going to get laughed at. It's like a man, they expect a man to be there to be the backbone. And then your weaknesses is sometimes, luckily, right now we don't have it in the group, but we have had before. Y'all have flinging dick contests, you know. Mine's bigger. No, mine's bigger. No, mine's bigger. And in the long run, the only one that matters is yours. And people get teasing. But I think that goes a long way too. See, because women, when we're going through evidence and we're showing our evidence, we don't pick it apart like you men do.
Yeah.
You men pick people's shit apart like no other. It amazes me the shit you come up with when people say, this is what I got. And I'm like, man, that's cool. And then you'll sit there and you'll study it and you'll be like, nope, I know how it's done. And I'm like, Jesus God. Y'all quit doing that shit. Y'all are...
Well, and I guess this, you know, for me, I can't speak for the other men in paranormal, but for me, I want to make sure that what we got is what we got, and it can't be picked apart. And I do my damnedest to think of everything, and even try. You know, I've even showed examples of this is what this noise is, or this is what causes this light or this shadow or whatever. Because you know, just so many people put out so much shit, and they don't do that themselves. And you know, I'm not picking on any group.
That's y'all. Anybody out there in the paranormal, you put that shit out there and you ain't picked it apart to make sure that it's legit, Rodney's going to. Just to let y'all know. He does that in his spare time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had one lady, you know, send me a picture of what she said was a fairy. And I remember, you remember that? And the lady had sent, and I remember seeing a picture of something like that we had taken. And I went back and found it, and I sent it to her. And I'm like, look, same thing. It's a moth. She got mad.
Boy, people do get mad when you show them stuff they don't want to. They don't want to know the truth.
That's it.
You have rats. You don't have guys.
There's nothing wrong with believing, you know, and I'm cool with that. But, you know, facts are facts. And when I show them the facts, that what I've, you know, or we've ripped apart to show, if there's anything to show at all, yeah, they don't like that. But it's okay. If they want another group to come in there and tell them what they want to hear, that's fine. If they got it,
we know to do that.
Yeah. Well, what's your techniques, you know, such as when you're working on an investigation? Do you go into it scientific, religious, metaphysical, or just spiritual based on the information that you have from the client?
I go in scientifically. I try to every now and then. I might go into a place and not feel good about it or something like that. But I think that's just everybody's gut instinct. I have no special gift. So I have to go in there with my little K2 meter and my thermometer and do all these base readings and stuff to get the base of what everything is. And when I say base, what we do with K2 is we go through and see if there's anything in the walls, like light switches and electrical sockets, stuff like that. You know, if they're putting out high readings, then we know not to use anything through there. And a lot of times, what people don't understand is if you have a lot of high EMF readings in your house that's caused by electrical, it can mess with your head, people. I mean, it can mess with your head bad, and it can also make you feel bad. So, you know, I try to look at it that way. Now, if there's kids involved or older people involved, I tend to really try to go in believing what they say and try to go from there. But I do it in a way where I try to conduct an investigation, and I'll ask questions based on what they said, like, is so-and-so here? Did so-and-so live in this house? Did such and such happen? And stuff like that. But I rely so much on EVPs, and if I don't get anything from them, I can't really go on what somebody says. Also, I try to go on a lot of the history. I try to not just go by what the client says, but what we find. Did anything really happen at that location? Does anything add up with what they're saying? If they say, okay, we hear a big explosion every night at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then we do, research and find out that 2 blocks away a gas line exploded, back in 1912. Stuff like that adds up. But most of the time it's scientific. We have to have stuff to back it up, to go through. And like I said, I have no special gifts. None. Zero. Zilch. Other than my big mouth.
I wouldn't say that, Well, what's your favorite type of tools that you use while you're doing an investigation? Sorry about that.
That's okay. My absolute favorite 2 pieces of equipment that we use is the DVR and the K2 meter. Those are the best 2 tools in the whole world, because if you are getting K2 hits when you're doing an EVP session and you have done your sweep and you know that there is nothing around causing those hits, more than likely you have something active going on. And if you have your DVR going and you're doing those sessions and you're getting hits, just maybe once in a while you also get responses recorded, and you can put them 2 and 2 together, and it makes for amazing evidence. And when you get a K2 hit, it just does something to you. You're like, oh yeah, it kind of keeps that excitement going and wants you to keep going. It pushes you to keep going until you find the truth and find the answers that you're looking for.
Well, when did you do your first investigation, and what was that experience like?
My very first investigation was at the Shortridge Cemetery down in Tazewell, about Rodney Shortridge's house.
Yeah.
Me and Rodney and Alan, his uncle, had went up there. And Alan was showing us how to do everything because it was our first time and he was experienced. And, I was excited, and we didn't have any big fancy equipment. We didn't even have a K2 meter, did we? No, we didn't even have a K2 then.
Oh, the only thing we had was a couple digital recorders, a couple tape recorders, and a couple
cameras.
Still cameras.
That's all we had, because I was going to say I didn't think Alan even had K2 or anything with him.
No, he just had his own camera.
But I can remember the energy up there. And I'm not so sure how much of it was excitement and how much of it was actual, activity. But I can remember, now I did have some feelings up there too, especially around, I can't remember the little girl's name, but it was a little girl. I think it was maybe
Amanda.
Yeah, now I remember I was kind of drawn to her gravesite, and I felt the need to be there a lot. And then when we were going over the evidence, we got an EVP, and it was you and Alan down there next to your dad's grave. And Alan had asked him a question about his nickname and asked him if he could call him that. And you hear, plain as day, right after that question, no. Very, very, very prominent. And I was hooked. I was freaking hooked.
And that was the first place. See, I didn't get it on my recorders, but Alan got it on his recorder of something saying Rodney when we was up there. And, that made me feel like that was Dad.
It may have been. And I really think something follows you around. I really do. I think something is with you at all times. Someone is. I really feel like that.
Well, I hope not, because there's sometimes I like to be alone. They don't need to know what I'm doing.
I'm sure they closed their eyes during the naughty time.
They're like, Jesus Christ, Rodney, damn, stop that, man. God. Dang.
No, Rodney, not again. This is
yeah, be serious, dude. Not now. Well, are there any teams or individuals in the paranormal field that, are inspirational to you? And if so, can you explain how and how they've impacted your life?
Oh, Lord, there are so many, not TV-wise, because, even though they have set a great foundation for more of this, more paranormal to go on, investigations to happen. I have a lot of that has really influenced me that we have met. For instance, Connor sisters. They impacted me a whole lot when I first met them and seen what they were doing, because they just kind of grabbed it by the balls. They were all female. They went after it. They were go-getters, and they really encouraged me to stick with it, even when I was discouraged through everything. When shit would happen, they would keep me going. And, I have so much respect for so many of the teams we've worked with. The REITs, I really enjoy looking through their evidence and looking at the things that they've done. And we've met such great people like Christopher St. Booth and his wife Rachel. They're such wonderful people. And we've had the opportunity to go up to some of these places like Pinhurst and meet all these great investigators and writers and crypto people. We've met so many. It's hard to keep up with. Holly Mullins, I think the world of her. I think she is one gifted lady. She's one very. What I love about Holly so much is she's very empathic. She is very caring. She will call you just, to say, hey, how are you doing? Everything okay? I've seen what she can do. I've witnessed what she can do, and she is very unique, and I love her to death. Tina Williamson, she's very gifted. It takes a lot to convince me that you're legit in doing what you say you can do. And those are just a couple of the great people I've met that have really proven to me that, they do what they say they do. But there's so many. I'd be here all night listing them off. But those are just, a few that have really, that I just love just listening to them. I really do. I could sit and listen to their lectures and stuff all the time. Even Clayton Trout. I think Clayton Trout. He's great. He is so informative. You can sit and talk to him about all this stuff, and he's such a great guy. And he'll sit and talk to you for hours about this and answer questions. And he's so dedicated. And that is such a quality you don't find anymore. You don't find people who are truly dedicated to what they do anymore. And people like that really is what keeps the paranormal and the supernatural and the cryptozoology. That's what keeps it going. And it's those people that I look up to, not the people on TV, which I think a lot of them are, are good and, but it's the real people who's out here doing it our way that I really look up to. I'm sorry for everybody who I didn't mention, but I really do love you all. Those are the ones that has really popped in my head.
I do love every one of you. So I sat there going, bitch didn't mention me.
Those are basically the ones that I've had personal experiences with. One-on-one experiences with that just will always just stick out.
Well, what do you find most challenging, while on an investigation?
Not to pee on myself.
Don't drink so much.
The most challenging, I think, sometimes is when I feel something and something don't feel right, or I really, something's telling me, my intuition saying, look, something is here, and trying to get something to happen so you can get something for these people, and then you can't get it, and it is so aggravating, and it is so upsetting. And you want to help these people so much. There is not a client we have ran into that I haven't wanted to help. Some I know that just look plumb freaking crazy, but most of them really need help. And when you can't get that, it is so discouraging, and it is such a challenge to keep going. And it's a big challenge to stay awake when there ain't nothing going on.
Yes. My biggest question is, if anybody ever, which I've been asked this, boredom. If nothing's going on and everything's quiet and peaceful and it's dark and cool, I've actually went to sleep a couple times on an investigation. I mean, I admit it. I've been tired. I've been up all damn day, but you know what? The funny thing is, each time that I went to sleep in a room or on a location, I've had a recorder right there with me and nothing. Just, you can hear me snoring, but I guess my snoring might be scaring them off or something, but no, it's always been peaceful. I know the first time I did fall asleep, Matt caught me. I'd mowed all day long. I was tired. And I was in the bedroom and the kids' bedroom, and I was sitting on the floor and, asking all these questions. And next thing you know, you just hear me. And then like 10 minutes go by, then you hear Matt open the door going, "Hey, man, you all right?" Yeah, I'm fine. He's like, "Was you asleep?" No. I just dozed off for a second. Hell, it's 10 minutes. That's one thing I love about this audio. I can hear people dozing off. I can hear people's stomach growling when they're hungry. People farting. I hear all kinds of shit, and I'll sit here 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning laughing my ass off. But a good one was when was investigating the exhibition mines when Aaron, my son Aaron, your ex-husband Johnny, and Mike, that flew in on them. That was funny. That was the first time I ever heard Mike cuss. Mike, I never heard that boy cuss at all. And then he's like, ooh, goddamn bat.
I hate that.
And see, that's something else people don't understand about when we're doing investigations. You know, we have a good time. A lot of times we have a good time. Okay.
And that's when we get our best EVPs, though, is when we're sitting around being dumb. We get the best.
Yeah, get the best EVPs. It's like they want to be involved in that conversation or that joke or something.
Either that or want us to shut the hell up.
Yeah. I'm asleep here, man. I got the eternal rest going on. Shut the fuck up. Well, you know, we mentioned about you pissing on yourself. You know, can you explain, you know, what made you afraid? Or because, you know, have you ever been afraid on a location, you know, during an investigation? And, you know, so, you know, what happened? And can you explain?
Well, you see now, your son, Aaron, he decided that when we went to go up to investigate the Pocahontas Cemetery, we were up at the top, up there. I don't know. I still ain't figured out what the hell this thing. It looks like a damn boat in the middle of the cemetery. What is that supposed to be? Was it like an old fountain or something, maybe?
I don't know. It looks like a boat. It looks like a concrete boat.
And then, you know, there's a couple of stairs that go to nowhere. Anyway, we're up in that general area. And me and Aaron had seen, it was like a white mist. It wasn't really in a form or anything. It just kind of stood out. So we went to find it. Well, we get down to we're right there at the boat at the steps. And Aaron starts antagonizing whatever this is. Yeah, we saw you come back out. I mean, he was talking smack. And about that time, something pulled on the back of my pants pocket so damn hard my button popped off. Scared the piss out of me. I was so mad. I had to call you. I said, get your ass up here. And I didn't investigate for a long time. Because he was being an asshole, and I got touched for it.
And to explain where I was at, I was way down on the far end of the cemetery, down over the hill. All of a sudden, Robyn's on the radio, and I mean, hell, she didn't have to even be on the walkie. I heard her scream, Rodney! What the fuck was that? And then she's like, get your ass up here now. So here I take my big ass and start trying to jog up that damn hill. By the time I get up there, she's standing there with a hand on her hip all pissed off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Your son pissing off these damn ghosts and spirits up here. They poured on my damn thing. I'm like, don't be doing it. And here I'm almost having a heart attack trying to get up there to her. Yeah, that. I almost had another dead body up there in that ground. Damn.
That's one of the big ones that stood out. But most of the time when I get scared, it usually involves you doing something to scare me.
You're talking about the church, rock church.
We were at the church, and you were peeking your head through that broken glass, that broken window, and me and Aaron are right there again with Aaron, and he starts backing up, and he won't answer me. I'm going, what? And he's going, oh. And I'm going, what, Aaron? What? And about that time, your light went up to your face, and, man, it scared the piss out of me. And Aaron both. He made me cuss in church. You remember that?
I remember. I mean, it scared you. No, I mean, Aaron was even like, damn, Dad.
But normally when I get scared, it has more to do with something one of y'all have done to me. Because I've come to the conclusion that I'm pretty well safe with you and Jess when y'all are around. But if I ever see one of y'all taking off running, trust me, I'm passing you.
Be like, oh, well, if they're running, I'm going to get way ahead of them then. So where to get them first?
I used to get startled quite a bit, but I think the longer you do it, you kind of just get more comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I said earlier, you know, way earlier, luckily we have not run into anything that I feel is dangerous or demonic. So I haven't really felt the need, you know, I haven't really felt like I've ever really been in danger.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of mistakes have you made during an investigation?
How much time we got?
We got about 45 more minutes.
I don't care who you are, what you do. At one time or another, and in my case, just about every time, you're going to fuck up some way, somehow. Mm-hmm. I've done everything from forgetting to change batteries in cameras and recorders into forgetting to turn video recorders on. I mean, I've done that. I mean, it's every time you do something and you're like, damn it, why did I do that? But it makes you realize, makes you remember to do it the next time. Or why did I set this out here? It makes no sense. Or, you know, it's all just a learning thing. But I'm always screwing up. Always screwing up. Some way, somehow, I've either broke it, messed it up,
misplaced
messed
it,
the video up, bloopered it up.
put it in the wrong box.
put it in the wrong box. Took it home with me. You know, I'm always doing something.
Yeah, she took my hoodie home 2 years ago, and I still can't get it back. I'm going to go get me another hoodie just because she took it, won't give it back.
Something I was back. It's just still boxed. It's still boxed from where I moved a year and a half ago.
Hey, you know I'm missing 2 of my black diamond hats. You know, the first one I ever had made. You know how I wore it all the time.
Yeah.
It's missing. And you know the bright yellow one that everybody made fun of me over?
Your highlighter hat?
Yeah, my lemon hat. Everybody, it's gone too. I think somebody's trying to tell me something.
Well, I'm not wearing no hats. I don't like hat hair. Somebody's
got them. If you got them, please give them back. I miss my hats. Well, what's the strangest or the weirdest case that you've ever investigated?
The strangest or weirdest? As far as like the paranormal or the people?
Well, either. Or both.
I'd say people-wise was a family in Princeton a couple years ago that they were dead set that there was demonic shit happening in their home. Personally, I think it was either the filth that they lived in or they were just psychotic. But they were those people that they didn't want to listen to your evidence. We were wrong, no matter what we said, what was, this was that, or what was what, we was wrong. And now I make it sure when I interview these people initially, I have certain questions like, stuff that probably offend people. But I want to know straight up, are you have you ever been diagnosed with schizophrenia? Stuff like that, because it really, you really need to know this kind of stuff. You really do, people. You cannot go into these places blind. And as far as the paranormal stuff goes, I think they're all kind of strange in their own way. Yeah, they're all kind of strange. But I have to say, what sticks out to me is the Buchanan County jailhouse. When me and another team member that is no longer with us, we're down in one of the cells, or the cell area, and we were getting K2 hits out the wazoo, answering questions, and not just on one K2 meter, but both K2 meters. But we could not pick anything up on freaking nothing else. It was just K2 meters. We couldn't get we couldn't pick nothing up on the EVPs during all this. If anybody else came down there, it completely stopped. I mean, it just, the strangest thing, the only time it would go off is when the other team member was down there. And it was frustrating. It was awesome to us, but it was so frustrating trying to get evidence to show other people, because you can't get K2. It's very rare you can pick up a K2 light on your recording. I mean, you can't catch it on picture. You can't catch it on video. So you're just going by personal experience, and that ain't going to hold up for shit.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to get other people down there, like, hey, check this out, and as soon as they come down there, it freezes, and you're like, son of a bitch. And they're looking at you like, are you sure? And it's like, I swear to God. I don't know what it was about the place. It did not like me or something.
Well, what's been some of your favorite places that you've investigated?
Oh, I love them all, but my absolute favorite, and it's going to always be my favorite, is going to be the Pocahontas Cemetery, because that place, you're going to experience something. It don't even matter if it's daytime or nighttime. You're going to experience something.
Mm-hmm.
That place is so freaking fun. I love it up there. That's what that will always be my favorite. But I've loved them all for different reasons.
You
my
remember?
Favorite.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One of my favorite, and the reason it was my favorite is it wasn't even about the investigation. It was about the pre-investigation. And this was a little trailer. And what was so great about it, we went down there, and I know you're going to probably kill me for telling this story. We came out of the pre-investigation. I'd been walking in the woods with this woman who was telling me all this crap. Anyway, we get in the truck, and we're headed home, and you're like, man, that was a nice little family. That little girl was pretty, wasn't she? I said, yeah, she was cute. I said, to be, an older girl. You said, no, the little girl. I said, what the hell are you talking about? You said, the little blonde girl. Well, about 4 or 5. I'm like, Rodney, they had 2 kids, 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl. And apparently this little girl was there through the whole pre-investigation.
See what? I swear, if there is a God or whatever, whoever, when I mean, I was standing there talking to the husband, and the little girl was, right there by him, the little blonde-haired girl, and pretty she could be. And even when we walked out of the trailer, she was the last. Everybody went out, and then she went out in front of me, and walked with you all through the woods. And then when you told me that there wasn't no little girl there, remember, I was like, bullshit. So I called them and asked them, about, do you have a little 4 or 5-year-old blonde-haired girl? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? Now, she was as real as all of us standing there, sitting there. And that's always kind of freaked me out because, I guess it was just meant for me to see her.
Anyway, that probably is one of my favorites. I love, even though, we had some stuff happen on that investigation. We had a team member get scratched. And, I had something hold my hand. It was a good investigation, but sometimes the pre-investigations are great. Like the Opry House there in Pocahontas. We got some awesome pictures during the pre-investigation. Shit that looks like Superman flying through the air. It was great.
We even got some good EVPs, too.
Yeah, sometimes the pre-investigations are just, we get such great stuff.
Yeah. Well, how would you say the paranormal world has shaped your life?
It has definitely made it more fun and more interesting. It has helped me. I'm not quite as scared as what I used to be about what it's like when we leave this world, because it's kind of shown me, that there is something after we're gone. There is something else after this life. It has really opened me up to a lot of stuff. Like, I wasn't so sure about other supernatural things, such as and crypto stuff like UFOs and Bigfoot and stuff like this. But I have met so many people, and I've experienced so much of this stuff going out and doing investigations that I'm like, holy crap, all this is out here. And the more you do it, the more you want to do it. The more you see, the more you want to learn. It is constantly a learning and educational thing for me. I love it. I love meeting the people and talking to them, and I'll question people to death. I know I'll probably get on people's nerves, but I really want to know. I want details. I don't want this vague shit. I want details. And it's just, if you use it to the positive and not be selfish about it, but use it for the better, for the better good of everything, I think the paranormal is such a positive thing if people would open their minds. I really do. We're great people. Us weird people are great people.
Yeah. Until you piss us off.
Yeah, then we a little cray-cray.
And then we're a little cray-cray, yeah. Well, what's your opinion about so many paranormal TV shows on TV? Do you think it's helping or hurting the paranormal field study?
I think it's helping in the way of awareness, as far as people are more open to things. But I think it's hurting as far as when people, groups like us, or, any individuals who are trying to do serious paranormal work or paranormal, anything dealing in that field, I think it gives us such a stereotype, and people expect much of what happens on the shows to happen in real life, and it just don't do it. For instance, when we have an investigation, people think that, okay, they come on Friday, I'm going to have my shit Sunday. No, I'm sorry. No, you ain't. Yeah, you'll have it on a Sunday maybe 3 or 4 months from now.
Yeah.
Then you also have, everybody's like, oh, yeah, you can believe everything on TV. Things have been so scripted for some of these shows have been so scripted that it hurts paranormal, because then everybody thinks that everything's scripted or everything's made up. And that's what hurts it. Because if people would go on there, I know it'd probably be boring, because a lot of times you don't get nothing. But if people would actually see what they really like to do with investigation, they would see how serious it really is. I mean, you're not going to go through there every time and hear stuff and see stuff like when they do it on TV. I mean, that don't happen like that, and people just think it's supposed to. And then we're like, "You're a liar. You say it. I know I'm not crazy," and blah 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 blah. I mean, I think that's a lot of reason why some people. I mean, we've been contacted by several different people in that industry, and it's what it seems like as soon as they know, as soon as we inform them, we will not go by a script. We will not fake anything. We will only go by our evidence, and it'll be done our way. They don't talk to us no more.
Yeah, we've got dropped a lot. But it's the way it's got to be. They're going to fake it.
Yeah, and we ain't going to do that. I think that's one of the things that has helped us stay together and doing this as long as we have is our shit is real. We will not fake anything. If we don't get it, we just don't get it.
Yep.
I mean, and for those of you who don't know, who might be listening, even when we do get it, if it's video or something like that, we send it to people who are professionals in going through that, and we let them tear it apart just so we can say, look, this is for real. This is legit.
Mm-hmm. Well, where do you think the future of the paranormal and supernatural world is headed?
Dad, it's really hard to tell. I see more and more people that I've met over the years veer off from the actual paranormal and going on to all this other stuff. It kind of makes me real sad. A lot of people get into this and they do it. A lot of people do it for fame and money and the thrill of chasing and stuff like that. And I think once they go so far, people can see through that. And I think it kind of gives us a bad name because there are some of us that are just in it just to help people and help the spirit, the other side. We're in it for the legit reasoning of helping, not for any other reason. I think if we can keep the people dedicated, the ones who are dedicated, if we can keep them dedicated, I think we might stay steady and stay strong. I'm not going to say that we're still, we're going to continue to grow like we did, like the paranormal field did a few years ago when all the shows came out. But I think we can stay pretty steady. Like I said, I wish a lot more people would stop with the trying to make profit and quit trying to make a name for themselves, but stick to why they started. And I think the paranormal world as a whole would stay stronger.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, what is your opinion on people, claiming they have psychic abilities? And have you ever worked a case with someone that has claims of psychic abilities? And if so, did the information they provide help or hurt the case?
Well, I have worked with a certain individual who claimed to have abilities. It really wasn't a case we were doing. We were at St. Albans, and I'm big. I mean, I will question people to death. Like I said earlier, I will question you and pester you because until you prove something to me, I just don't. There's so many people that say that they are, that they're not, and they're not. That you really have to prove to me. And this individual, we were at St. Albans Sanatorium, and this was the first time she had been there. And we were upstairs in the little boy's room, in Jacob's room. And she asked me how Jacob had died. Well, I did not know. I really didn't. I mean, all I knew was that was Jacob's room and that he had died when he was little. And she said, I just see blood everywhere. She said, she said, I can't explain. It's just blood everywhere. She said, it's something, he's hurt. It's blood. So we went, and I said, I'll tell you what, let's go find somebody who would know. So I went and found one of the volunteers. I've been doing, volunteering there for a long time. And I asked them, the history on Jacob. Well, apparently little Jacob was sodomized, and he bled out, and that's how he died. So she was right on the money with that. I do believe in her abilities. She never claims to actually be psychic or anything like that. She claims to be sensitive. She can sense things. I'm not saying that she's right all the time, but there have been several instances where she has been. When you claim to be a psychic or have these special abilities, you better have something to back it up, because you will get eaten alive in this world. And if you're not a psychic, don't go around telling people that, and don't go around telling people things that you see or feel, because that shit's just wrong. If you ain't legit, don't screw with people's heads. Don't screw with their lives. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you another person who really proved to me that they are gifted, and again, that's Holly Mullins. She has really, a few times has said things to me, out of the blue, and I'm like, how did you know that? And she's like, I don't know. I hear it, or I see it, or I feel it. She said, I don't know how I know it, but and I've seen her actually do work. Like she'll do. They call her Hot Hands Holly. She does. And she does healing, and I've seen her perform that, and it's I can't explain what it was I saw, but I saw it. And what I love about Holly, she don't go around bragging about it, but she's always willing to help.
Well, what's your opinion about people who claim to be psychics or do tarot card readings and stuff like that, who profit off of these skills or these gifts? Do you think they should profit off of it or not?
I don't think they should profit off of it. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I feel that if you are given a gift, it should be used. I believe you're given this gift to help people. And I think if you have the ability to help someone, you should not charge them. It's like if a man's house was on fire beside of you and you had a fire hose and you had the means of putting this house out. Are you going to sit there and let it burn because he can't give you $50 to put it out? I mean, I really don't think it's any different than that. I think if you are blessed with a gift, you should use that to help as many people as you can and not expect anything in return. I've never met her. That's just how I feel. I mean, I know there's several people that make a living like that, but personally, I don't agree with it. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm fighting a sinus infection, and I'm coughing my head off.
Drinking moonshine. I know some moonshiners.
Well, now you trying to kill me?
Well, what do you think about Ouija boards? It's a huge hot topic. And don't touch them. Now you got me coughing.
Ouija boards. I'm opening my cough drop. Ouija boards are bad juju, people. I mean,
That's
I know people. I know some people. They say it's a tool, which it might very well might be to people who really know what they're doing. I have yet to meet anybody who knows what they're doing to the point where I would feel safe using a Ouija board. Ouija boards really do open shit. They really will open stuff. I don't know whose bright idea it was thinking that this was a good 9-year-old party game. That no, do not mess with Ouija boards. If you bring something into this world and you don't know how to close it, you're screwed. And please, for the love of God, no matter what you do, please never take a Ouija board to a cemetery. That is so disrespectful. Please.
Yeah, I think that's disrespectful too. And something else, I know we laugh and cut up and stuff like that, but when we've always been to a cemetery, we've always been so respectful, in people's homes too. But when it comes to a cemetery, that's a whole different ball game. I take care of a cemetery where my daddy is and some of my family. And if I go up there and mow, after I finish mowing, I'll sit up at the picnic table under a tree and just, talk to them. And I know a lot of people might think I'm crazy for that, but hey, I always try to show respect for the dead. So, what's your opinion about the afterlife? What do you think happens after we die?
I don't know. That's just it. I really don't know. Ain't none of us ever gonna know until we get there. I think there is something through here. I mean, we have evidence of it. Now, whether that's by choice or not, I don't know. Now, personally, I'm a Christian. That is my religious preference. And I'm probably going to be crucified for this next statement. I'm a Christian. I love God. I believe in God. But I do not believe in it's not that I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe a lot of the stories. So I believe when I die, I believe there is going to be a heaven. Whether I go there immediately or not, I don't know. But I also believe I'm not sure if the heaven is what everybody talks about in the Bible or if it's something different. But I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know. I believe there is a heaven, and I believe there might be a hell, but I don't believe it's going to be like like they feed it into your brain when you're growing up. I believe it's going to be kind of what we make it. That's what I'd like to believe anyway.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, people, everybody, a lot of people know my non-religious beliefs, and I've never, just being an asshole to somebody for what they believe. Now, I will question what you believe, but I will not, say that you're a terrible person because you believe that. And that's where a lot of people get all pissy with me over that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but you know what, the more I do this, the more people I meet, the more things I see, everything always has me not really questioning, because I do not question my religion, because I do believe in God. Ultimately, I believe in God. Ultimately, I love God. But, a lot of these other religions make a lot of sense to me, too.
Yeah.
They really do. And it's not that it doesn't make me any less of a Christian, because, like I said, I still believe in God ultimately. But sometimes I do, you know. I like to educate myself on some of these other religions because people will say something. I'm like, hey, you know, that makes sense. Or I don't think there's anything wrong with kind of being a mixed breed on your religion. Maybe it's more spiritual than religious. Maybe that's how you classify it.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you had any experiences other than the paranormal, such as, you know, crypto or any UFO encounters?
I really believe I saw a UFO. It was probably about 8 years ago. I was living in Newport, Virginia, which is down there where, you know, they film Dirty Dancing at. It's very cool living down there. But me and my oldest son, Zachary, were outside. And something caught my attention. So first I thought it was just a very low plane or a helicopter or something. And I looked up, and this was broad daylight. And this thing looked like, this is going to sound so weird, it was almost like in the shape of a boot. But it had like a round bottom to it. And it was only there for like a split second. It wasn't flying fast. It wasn't like flying by. It was just right there, holding steady. And then, bam, gone. I'd never believed in UFOs until that day. Wow. And ever since then, yes, I seriously believe in them. I used to not believe. I've never experienced Bigfoot. I have heard things that I can't understand what they might be. It's maybe something like a Bigfoot. That I would love to investigate Bigfoot. As a matter of fact, Black Diamond will be doing their own little Bigfoot investigation. We're going to do a camp out, and we're going to see if we can find Bigfoot.
Yeah, we're going to do it around here, around my house, because for the past, I guess, 4 or 5 years, this time of year, spring, all through summer, I could go out in my backyard around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hear that yelping and hollering like, you know, they have these recordings of these Bigfoot these other people have researched and got evidence of. And I really believe that there's some Bigfoots around here. And if we could get that on audio, you know, get some audio recordings or maybe even some type of video evidence or something, that'd be great. But I am taking a gun with me, so you people out there don't want me to shoot one, I'm sorry. If there's one that comes towards me, some 10-foot, 15-foot gorilla-looking man, and he's pissed, I'm going to have to put a cap in his ass. Because I can't fight like I used to.
Or a bear, or a mountain lion, or a frog.
Well, I don't think we're going to have any trouble with a frog up there. Not unless it's a tree frog.
Frog, and y'all be going without Robyn.
Well, so now we're almost out of time. What's the plans for you for the rest of 2019? You know, do you have any projects that you're working on? Anything you can discuss?
Well, we have Black Diamond has some events we're going to try to participate in. So hopefully we'll see a lot of people at these different events. I'm just working on trying to get Black Diamond a few more interesting cases. I'd like to fan us out a little bit more to more into Marshall County, McDowell County, places like that. Also, I'm working on a special little project for Black Diamond. I'm hoping within the next year to have it done. I want to kind of do a little spin on things and take a crack at doing some memoirs. So I'm really excited about it because my new job, I have a whole lot of time on my hands when I'm there. So I figured, why not try something a little different?
Oh, cool. Well, one big thing that we're going to be doing this year is the Phantom Fest, and I know everybody's probably seen me constantly plastering that on Facebook and stuff. But I'm happy to say that I think we need 6 more tables, 6 more vendors, and we'll be sold out. Are you there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what do you think about that?
Phantom Fest is going to be amazing this year. We have so many great speakers coming and so many great vendors. I am so excited.
I'm excited too. I can't believe that in 1 year, and this is our 2nd year, how much it's grown. We've got people coming from all across the country, from Oregon to from New York, Michigan, Ohio, Florida, Colorado.
What's so great? What's so great about Phantom Fest, in case nobody understands, we are not genre specific. We are genre chaotic. We have everything that Phantom Fest.
Yep. And that's how we wanted to do it. We wanted to, where so many of these other cons are focused on one group or one genre, we wanted to, it was always my idea to just have it all. Let's just have it all under one roof.
It's a super con.
A super con.
It's a super con. You have genre, you have all kinds of genres. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter what you like. You come see us at Phantom Fest, you're going to find at least 1 or 2 vendors and speakers there that will pique your interest.
Yep. Sure is. I'm excited about it.
Just come look at the hot girls because there's always half-naked girls running around.
Oh, yeah. I think that's my favorite part. I just love the women in their costumes, or what they call a costume.
They're dreads.
Yeah. And plus, next month we'll be up at WivaCon with all our good friends. We've been going up there for how long now?
Well,
6 years.
6 years. Yes, WivaCon is awesome, guys.
Christy Hart, they do a great job. Matter of fact, Christy Hart's going to be coming down to AirCon or Phantom Fest.
Chris is such a good guy.
Oh,
It's never a pleasure meeting him. This guy is so awesome. He is so talented, and he's just an overall super nice guy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
definitely come out and support him. You know, I really hope to see everybody there at WivaCon. But definitely, you better be at Phantom Fest for real. I expect to see everybody's little check is going on the Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be great. And what we're doing, you know, we're trying to raise food for the local pantry through the Elk Garden Church Ministry, and those people are amazing people, and they do such great work. And you know, it's our way to try to help give back to the community, especially with it being the Thanksgiving season.
Yes, and the food, we have a great food vendors that comes out with some you know, great fat clogging food. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, since you said that, I need to ask him if he wants to come back out. I forgot to ask him. Oh, shit. I better ask you to send him a message tonight. Damn it! Thank you for reminding me. It's hard to be an organizer when working with Josh Mead. He's the one that's running our website and stuff, and I keep fussing at him, get our website updated, or I'm gonna come to damn Garden Creek and kick his ass.
And that's great. We're going to be live streaming this year, hopefully, if all goes right. So that's going to be awesome.
If everything goes right, we're hoping to. I know I talked to them at the college, and they are renovating down there, so they're going to be putting us in different rooms, and they don't know if we'll be able to have a computer or overhead projector or anything. So I got to figure that problem out and see what we can do.
And another note on Black Diamond, anybody out there listening who has been wanting to get in the paranormal, we are looking for new members right now. So please hit us up. You can hit us on Facebook. You can send me a message. You can send Ron a message. But please be aware that if you're in, we really need people who are dedicated.
Yeah, you either in or you can't be half-assed. We've been doing this for going on 11 years, and I just can't deal with the bullshit no more.
No, we need really strong, dedicated people. And hey, so we have openings for a little bit of everybody. We need people who love history. I mean, it's not just about paranormal. You get to learn about history. You get to learn about so much genealogy and stuff. It's really a good time. So please, if you're thinking about it and always wanted to do it, now's the time. Hit us up.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have a website where people can go to, or if anyone has any concerns, questions, thoughts, comments, how can they get in touch with you?
I have a link on our Black Diamond website, www.blackdiamondps.org. You can look me up under there. I'm up under the case manager. All my contact information is there. You can also find me on Facebook. So all my contact information is out there on the open. If you need help, if you need us to do an investigation, or just want to talk and tell me a little bit of what you've experienced, just give me a call.
Okay. Well, Robyn, I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show and shoot shit with me and help explain a little bit about what you do, we do, and everything to how you feel about the paranormal.
You're welcome. I was glad to do it. I miss talking to all the blog talk people.
Yeah, she used to be co-host of Within the Chaos when I first started. 3 years ago?
And then I ended up raising a baby again.
Yeah, that kind of hurt. And but what time you was with me and helping with that was great. Had fun, especially when you stepped into it. Robyn's got a bad habit of opening her mouth and don't realize what she said until people start questioning her or confronting her, and then she's like, "Fuck y'all."
Because everybody twists what I try to say. Hey, I'm from West Virginia, y'all. You got to really pay attention, or you will twist what I say. Sometimes I come out offensive, and I don't mean to. I'm probably the most least offensive person in the world.
Yeah, I'm very offensive. I don't mean to be, but I tend to be. Well, Robyn, I'll let you get. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, but we love you.
Oh, I love y'all too. Well, I'll let you go. And again, thank you for coming on the show. Miss you. And tell everybody, love them, and everybody take care.
All right. Night, y'all.
I missed that. Night, y'all. Night. Well, that's it for us. I want to thank the amazing and beautiful Robyn Dalton for coming on the show. I have nothing but respect for her and the job that she does within the group. Welcome her back anytime. I'd like to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Please remember why we celebrate this day. We celebrate this day for the brave men and women that stood up and fought for our freedoms we enjoy today. I won't be on 4th of July night. I'm taking that week off. But I will be back Thursday night, July 11th. Our special guest will be Dennis Stone, discussing America's Stonehenge. So everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Good night. And have nothing but love for you all.
That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services. Thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there.
I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!